Welcome to the month of June, 30 days all about gin. Shining a spotlight on those that'll make you grin. Fun facts and proper tastings and cocktails Friday afternoons. Discover many different brands and be influenced by me. Samphire. That's right, I am a Samphire.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to day 6 of Gi-Une. Samphire here with my annual 30-day salute to gin during the 6th calendar month. And today is another product showcasing and tasting day. So, great stuff. You're all very welcome to be joining me. Now yesterday, for those of you that tuned in, on the 5th day of Gi-Une, we got that first product showcase and tasting started with a lovely little English gin from the folks behind Ford's Gin, right? Nothing to do with the automaker. Ford's Gin, it's a completely separate thing. So we got things started there, and today I'm staying in merry old England, and we're going to take a look at and a taste of Conker's Dorset Dry Gin. Now, located in the southwestern part of England and sharing a coastline with the English Channel, you know, this area, the Dorset area, it's known largely for things like fossils and beaches and layered cliffs. Gin, though, could soon be another memorable aspect of the region. Conker's, this brand was created back in 2014 and is Dorset's first gin for that region. A gentleman by the name of Rupert Hollowell was the chartered surveyor, and when he had the idea to jump into the spirits game, he shared that with some colleagues and some friends and his family, and the first text he got back, first message he got back, contained one word and one word only, and that word was Conker. Now, I had to look this up. A conker is actually the nut of a chestnut tree. It's the dark brown nut of a chestnut tree. And no, there are no actual conkers used in the production of this gin. I get the sense that, you know, that whole British humor thing, that the term conker is another word for calling someone crazy. So that's what I'm going with. Someone thought he was a little foolhardy to jump into the spirits game, but here he is, 10 years almost later with his gin. So good on Mr. Holloway to forge onwards. So no conkers here in the gin, just said that, right? No nuts that are in here. But along with the usual suspects of ingredients, and for those of you that A, know gin, or B, have been following me for a while, you know, there's always juniper in there. No juniper, no gin. So that's that's for sure. But then, you know, we've got things like coriander, and there's some cassia in here, the usual suspects, angelica. But in addition to those usual suspects, in here, there's also Marsh samphire, elderberries, and hand-picked gorse flowers. Not exactly your run-of-the-mill gin choices for ingredients, I must say. The distillery itself is family-owned and prides itself on taking risks and innovating, all in the name of pursuing exciting grounds. Okay, quite the statement, but makes sense given what they choose to include as the botanicals in their products, right? Certainly taking risks. The brand philosophy and the brand itself is claimed to be anchored by 6 core principles, 6 core values. A commitment to being net neutral by 2030, being a solid community partner to the folks in the Dorset region, staying independent and family-owned as a distillery, being a genuine craft gin, right? No marketing gimmickry here. This is really all about the gin. Real deal is the terms that they use. Another core value, employing truthful craftsmanship, right? Being honest to the product, and to perpetually keep on learning. So one of their slogans is, if you look at it online, you'll see, it's even on the back of the bottle, one of the slogans is a refreshing take on a classic London dry style. Well, based on the 6 core values that they claim to operate under, their whole model and approach is a refreshing take, period, in my opinion. For the production of the gin itself, local wheat is used as the base, and distillation occurs in 30-liter copper pots. So that's kind of small batch distillation. And although it's not really a legal term or anything, I mean, if they're really only using 30-liter tanks, yeah, that's not big, massive, industrious gin production. That is indeed smaller batch production. So there we go, as I fix up my nice little cocktail kit here. All right, so small batch, I like that. I also like the use of copper pots. That's just a personal thing, whether it's gins, whether it's whiskeys. I like copper. For me, for some reason, it tends to be a bit cleaner, adds a little body, but gets rid of a lot more impurities than other metals. So, big fan there. Okay, so 10 ingredients, many of them common, 3 a little off the wall, and small batch distillation. Time to smell and taste. So we acclimatize our nose. 1, 2, 3. Lovely nose, right? Borderline delicate, but not fully delicate, just like borderline, right? I smell the wheat, I get the juniper berries, and then, I get orange and lime that kind of offset everything on a citrus note. Also a bit of a hint of green tea and a whiff of sweetness. Really nice. Dogs agree, they're excited. On the palate, it's a very nice mouthfeel. It's light, it's fresh, there's a touch of weight on the tongue, but just a touch, not a heavy gin at all, very light. Lots going on though. Wow. On the palate, soft pines coming out, citrus, there's some fresh earth, there's some hay. I'm getting a little vegetal note, almost like a fresh carrot, like a really, really fresh carrot. Very pleasant. A little subtle floral. A little blue fruit, like a little berry jam, and maybe just a soupçon of caramel, but not sweetness. Like the jammy note's not sweet, and the caramel's not sweet. Very interesting. Different for sure, extremely tasty. Quite like that. And we talk about finish with gins as well, right? Like we do with wine. The finish is quite long here. Like this keeps on going. There's lingering citrus. Now I'm getting an almost fresh celery type of tone. That kind of first sip is a sip that makes you want to go back for another one, and then maybe another one, and so forth. A different and honest approach to small batch gin making, no doubt, and that all comes through in the product and on the palate. Tip of the hat to the folks at Conkers. Well done. Well done indeed. Okay, so how can you find it, right? You're intrigued now. How can you find it? Well, that part's a little bit of a challenge these days, at least on this side of the pond. When I received the bottle and I first got it, it was available at the LCBO here in Ontario, Canada, and retailed for what I'm going to say is a bargain price of $36.55. Now, though, it seems to have disappeared from the LCBO, not even a trace. Across Canada, it was retailing for around 38 to 40 bucks a bottle, depending on the province. Same problem. Can't seemingly find it anywhere. Doesn't mean people don't have it, but I can't find it easily. Now, that problem's not only in the Great White North. I'm having a lot of trouble online trying to locate it in the US. Now, again, many retailers in the US. So just because I don't see it doesn't mean it's not there, but yeah, it's not easy to find in North America. So despite being hard to find at the moment over here, I still though wanted to include it, and I really want to recommend for you all to keep your eyes out for it. In Canada, if you're anywhere in the country and you're seeing this for 40 bucks and under, definitely snag it. I think it's worth your while. For my US folks and friends, if you see it for like 35, 34 USD, still a bargain at that price. I think it's a steal for under 35 in the US, if you see it. Widely available across the UK. Over there, it retails for about £35, which for them, that's a bit pricey. But I still think it's worth it. So if you're in Ireland, if you're in England, if you're in the UK, and you see it for, £34, £35, still worth a shot. I know it's pushing the upper echelon, but still worth a shot. Really, really tasty. Okay, so there we have it. My second gin showcase of June 2023, and I must say, we're only at day 2, but things are off to a banging start. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing another showcase, and I invite you to follow along on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I encourage you, please, to like and share. Yes, do both. Please like and share my posts. Share my posts with people that you think like gin or be intrigued by gin, that love juniper, and especially to people who think they don't like gin. They don't like it yet. That's because Samphire has not gin-inspired them to try something that meets their palate. You know, these are not the days of the boring old stodgy, almost like turpentine gin that our parents and grandparents kept, quote unquote, hidden above the sink or under the stove. This stuff is real deal that's going on these days, and I still believe wholeheartedly that there is a gin out there for everyone. Lots going on in the world. That's why I do Gi-Une every year. Life is indeed too short, folks, to drink boring gin. More and more and more, we're seeing that as products get released. So, gin out there for everyone. Trust me. Until tomorrow, please be safe, be well, and cheers from Samphire.